Nathan, down here, well last time I came down here, you were just about to go to the bubble. Were you on the first show, behind closed doors?
Yeah,
you were,
first one, yeah, first one.
Second fight on?
Second fight on.
Where you went up against Dalton Smith, who was beginning to show signs that he could be a bit more better than average.
Oh yeah, he's a good kid, isn't he?
He looked great at the weekend when he beat that. It was Ismail Ellis.
Yeah, he just turned up. That kid just turned up to get beat, really, didn't he? You know, he had to
his record said he didn't, but within the first round, he saw like he shut up shop, didn't he? And went into sort of like a journeyman
from the corner. I thought, because he can hit a bit, and he was taking big shots, wasn't he?
He was. I quite like the way...
John pegged him. I thought John pegged him and made the right choice by throwing the towel in, because he got caught with a big right hand, snapped his head back, and then I thought, just get him out of there. He's not winning the fight. He's never going to win the fight.
But that, I think if we take from that performance and we look at your performance, even though was it the 6th round he caught you with that shot on the top of your head?
Yeah.
Which just took your legs away from you.
Yeah.
But it was a good fight, and it was a competitive fight from start to finish. You know.
First right hand he hit me with, like, he broke my jaw, you know, 2 places. All my teeth and that felt like to come out my mouth, and you know, it was just an experience for me. Pride as well, you know. Just thought, I just went into attack mode. I just wanted to hurt him, you know. As soon as he done that, which set me off balance, which is just experience, isn't it?
Was it a good experience?
Yeah, it was a good experience.
Did you take a lot from that?
Yeah, definitely. Took a lot from it. Yeah, definitely. I rushed the fight, Lee. I was just on the front foot and wasn't hardly throwing much, because as soon as he caught me with that right hand, you know, it just sent me off balance, sent me head, really, to be honest with you. And I just wanted to hurt him, just full of pride.
But what I'm saying though is, if you look at that performance, I think arguably you were his hardest fight. In the sense that you was competing all the way through.
I've watched the fight back, he's not once in the whole fight is he on the front foot. You know, I'm pressing the fight, which he shouldn't have, really, because I was just played into his hands. You know what I mean? And he's not a big puncher, you know what I mean?
He's fast though.
He's fast, yeah, and he's sharp, and it was just that shot that snapped me jaw. I've got 2 plates in my jaw. And
well, how is that then? Because we've spoke on the phone, but I've not seen you actually since the fight. That was back in August, wasn't it?
Yeah. So after the fight, it put me in a bit of a bad depression, you know, like.
Because it was your first proper loss, wasn't it?
Yeah, it hit me pride, like, and it was the way I lost, you know what I mean? I'm a proud man, and just the way I lost, you know, and it just put me in a bit of a bad depression, you know what I mean? Yeah, it was.
So how long did that last for then?
Oh, sorry.
How long did
up until about Christmas. Lasted for quite a while, you know, I just couldn't get my head around it, but then, you know, it's boxing, innit? And the reason why I went into a bit of a depression, that because of, I couldn't train or nothing, I couldn't eat. You know, because after the fight, you know, my jaw was virtually shut, you know what I mean? I couldn't shoot I was on Ensure drinks for 8 weeks, you know what I mean, before I could even shoot.
So have you had it checked? Have everything all
yeah, everything's all done, yeah, I've been back, had it all checked up, it's all sound, yeah, do you reckon it'll be stronger?
Did they say that about both?
So a little stronger, so being back in, I was back in. I had about 2 months off after that fight because I couldn't train. They said I couldn't train, I couldn't do nothing. So I went from training twice a day every day in the best shape of my life to just nothing. Just being in the house,
back there?
Just not eating. What?
Are we getting back to that stage now?
Yeah, I'm back now, I'm back training twice a day, you know, being every day.
Well, how does that work for you? Because we've always said you're a huge super lightweight. That time out of the gym, was that hard for you to come back? What weight did you come back in?
You come back about 11 stone, something like that.
That's nothing then?
Nothing, yeah, it's about a stone overweight, it's nothing. I don't really go balloon up in weight, I couldn't, could I? Because I couldn't eat, I was on Ensure drinks. So it was a bit of a bonus, you know what I mean, yeah.
But we're down here now, we're going to catch up with some of the lads. Your team's getting a little bit bigger. We've got young Ethan Brown and Sean Hartwright. They're hoping to kick over before the end of the year. And an old VIP fighter, Luke Willis.
Yeah. Luke's saying him as now, yeah.
It's good addition for you, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. It's learning loads, you know, because they're only really just starting out in their pro career.
You're both at similar stage, aren't you?
Yeah, me and Luke are at similar stages. So I think Luke's fighting on the Jazz's undercard, so I'm going to help him.
Is he?
I think he is.
Alright. Because he's now with Tony Bellew.
Bellew manages Luke, yeah. So he'll be on the undercard. That's so I'm going to help Luke for that.
Well, I mean, probably the best fight we could hope for you, if we don't get you on the big stage. Now, Eddie did say he'd be bringing you back, but it looks like everyone wants to get on these shows, so whether you get that opportunity or not. But there's still always that fight with you and VIP Ken Gardner. Because you ranked in Box Rec, I don't know, I've not read the boxing news that came out in January, but you both ranked directly above one another.
Oh, yeah.
Or with one another, I should say. I don't know who's on top, but that for me is a brilliant fight.
Yeah, it's a good fight, definitely. It was meant to happen, wasn't it, before the pandemic? And then that pandemic hit, and then I think we was meant to fight. When was we meant to fight? In March?
Wasn't it going to be for the central area?
Yeah, it was for the central area, yeah. I think we were meant to fight in March, I'm not sure. I think it was just before I boxed in March, and it was June we were meant to be fighting, and then I boxed in the March, and the pandemic hit about a week later, didn't it? And then so just sent everything. So definitely, mate. If we get the show on, Steve Wood can put the show on, mate. I'll definitely take that fight.
But you know, like going back to that, you suffered your first defeat. How have how do you look at that now then? Yeah,
it's a loss. You learn, don't you? Don't get me wrong, it hit me. It hit me proudly, you know. And it was the way I lost. You know what I mean? I'm a proud man. So yeah, but I've come back. I feel mentally stronger. Definitely, 100%. You know what I mean? I've got good people around me, like Steve, the lads in the gym. You know what I mean? I've been doing well. Just back in the gym. I know what I can do. I can definitely 1,000,000% get to the title level. Definitely.
Yeah. I like
he's just a good, that Jordan Smith, he's a good kid, you know, he was saying he's had 5 fights, he hadn't had 5 fights, he'd had 6 WSB fights against Olympic champions and that, you know what I mean, and I've had about 6 4-round fights, he's had 5 5-round fights before he'd even went in as a pro.
Well, that's why they're moving.
You know what I mean?
That's why they're moving as quickly as they can.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And,
but don't get me wrong,
I tell you something, I was really looking forward to the fight because Ismail Ellis stepped in for Lee Appleyard. I thought that would have been a really good fight.
I thought the Lee Appleyard fight would have been a good fight. I think Jordan Smith stopped Lee Appleyard as well. I do. He's tough, Lee Appleyard. He's tough, yeah. He's good. I've only seen a little bit of him.
But I think Lee Appleyard would have brought something better.
Yeah, definitely, because he's experienced. He's been around.
And he would have done what you did, and you came to fight, not just in the first round, but through every second of every round.
Yeah, definitely would have been. Yeah. I rate Lee Appleyard, yeah, I do.
I like Lee, he's a good kid.
Yeah.
Well, like I say, Dalton seems to be, the way people are talking about him now.
I definitely think he'll win a world title, 1,000,000%. He's a very good kid, and his dad's a nice fella, Grant.
He is, he's a great guy.
They're a good team, you know what I mean? They come in and see us after the fight, and that, no, there was no hard feeling, there was no animosity for the fight. It's boxing, isn't it? No, that's what I'm trying to say. It's boxing, isn't it? Yeah. You win some, you lose some.
But you're positive now, you're coming back and eager to go. And hopefully, we don't know when that's going to be. But if the small old shows go, then that could be a brilliant one to kickstart the VIP show.
He offered me that Florian Martin fight on the Joshua card, yeah, just before Christmas. That's what I mean. And he said he's coming down to 10 stone. Well, I said, well, let me know when he comes down to 10 stone. If he comes to 10 stone, you know, I'll happily take that fight.
I was actually really impressed with Florian in his performance against Ryland Charlton.
Yeah,
he showed that he actually can box a bit.
Yeah, but you can box against someone who's just flat-footed and he couldn't get into range really, that Ryland Charlton, could he? He was just double shot. He
had a good couple of rounds after you put him down.
Yeah.
But I weren't sure
whether... Because I thought that Mark who gassed me.
Yeah, and I did, and because he sort of like... It didn't look like the punch hurt him, it looked like his foot had got caught in the canvas and so I went over with a bit of a clipping shot rather than a powerful shot. But the way
he was hurt, mate.
But the way he walked back to his corner, it definitely looked like he was hurt. And then the way he fought the next 2 rounds certainly made me feel that actually that punch hurt him more than it did.
Because he's never done 10 rounds, has he? He's only fought journeyman, hasn't he? So then he's jumped in with that Charlton can whack a bit, can't he? And then.
But again, that's not his way either, is it?
He caught Charlton with a few big shots in the first few rounds, didn't he? And in his mind, he thought he's not going nowhere, there's Charlton. So most of he thought he had to pace himself.
It was a great show.
Yeah, it was a good show, yeah. I had a bet on me. Should have went with me good, so would have had me bet in.
So hopefully, like I say, fingers crossed, we get you out. If it's not on the big show, like I say, I'd certainly love to see you and Ken Gardner get it on for that central area title, which was highly anticipated before the lockdown.
Yeah. But that's definitely a Sky fight, that though. Both of us, that will be a boss fight.
Well, do you know what happens is because of your performance last time out, whoever wins that fight will definitely get an opportunity on one of the big
He's been
shows.
offered a few opportunities and he's turned them down.
I don't think he will do it again.
No, I don't.
I think this lockdown has made everyone appreciate boxing, you know what I mean? Because you're all missing it so much.
Yeah.
I know I am now.
Definitely.
But the one good thing for me is that I never get to see boxing live except for the shows that we're on.
Yeah.
And I've managed to watch all these big shows without fast forwarding through them all, so I pay a bit more attention. Really enjoyed it, and I think that show last weekend was an absolute cracker.
Yeah. They've all been good, haven't they? Because they're all 50-50 fights now. They're not 50-50 fights, but they're all genuine.
But you're fortunate because you're in a position where you can take a chance.
That's what I mean,
You know, I feel sorry for young Ethan and Sean because they're just at the beginning of the career, and it'd be wrong for us to throw them in the deep end.
That's it, yeah.
But hopefully, you know, in a couple of years, they can get to your level, and we can see where they can go.
Definitely.
Nathan?
Thanks, Lee. Appreciate you coming down.
See you later, mate. Bye.
For all boxing info, news and latest interviews, amateur and pro, across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also, Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.